下辈子就算再好，我也不来了。你们说？
In the next life, no matter how good it may be, I will not come again. Tell me, how did I end up like this at 40 years old? I haven't made any real money. I haven't taken good care of my children. My parents are getting old, yet I can't even be by their side to show my filial piety, even my most precious thing, my family, I wasn't able to hold on to. Now it's already past 2 a.m., and I still have to struggle just to earn living expenses. I was once a boss worth tens of millions, but because of the pandemic, because of my own poor decisions, and being betrayed by my business partners, I've now become a man in debt. 960 million in debt. The house, the car, everything that could be sold, I sold. Everything that could be mortgaged, I mortgaged. Back then, I helped so many relatives and friends. If they needed money, I gave them money. If they needed resources, I gave them resources. But I never imagined that once I fell into hardship, I would be treated like a plague. The farther away people could get from me, the better. They were even afraid that just standing near me, I would let them catch my poverty disease. Afraid that I'd ask them for money. Life feels like such a failure. I'm really, really tired. Right now, most people are probably already asleep. Once I finish all the responsibilities of this life, in the next life, I won't come again. Never again.
我以为我是这个年纪里混得最差的。
I thought I was the one doing the worst at this age. But last night, while having dinner with others, I realized I was actually doing the best. One of them has 3 million in debt, shut down his company last year. Another has 3 apartments, but can't even pay the loans. His wife left him. They both say they regret everything. If I had known earlier, I wouldn't have tried so hard. I would have just gone with the flow. Now, compared to them, I'm actually the happiest. Yes, I don't have much of a career left, but my wife is still here, and I don't owe any loans. I've been drained completely. The harder I worked, the more debt piled up. So brothers, live well. Stop tormenting yourselves.
万万没想到啊！
Never expected this. The ones who didn't dare raise our voices to our parents were us, the post-80 seconds generation. And now, the ones who don't dare raise our voices to our children are still us, the post-80 seconds. When we were kids, we lived with our tails tucked between our legs. As adults, we're parents, still living with our tails tucked between our legs. Above us are our aging parents. Below us are our rebellious children. When we were young, we didn't dare rebel. Now, as we grow older, we don't even dare to have a proper midlife crisis. We, the post-80 seconds generation, will likely be the last generation to show full filial piety to our parents, and also the first generation to be abandoned by our children. Stay strong post-80 seconds. Before we dive into all of this, let us know in the comments where you're watching this video from. Connecting with viewers across the world is a huge source of inspiration for us.
80后确实是一帮特别撕裂的人，就80后挺惨的。就是我们出生的时候，
Those of us born in the post-80 seconds generation really are a very torn group of people. The 80 seconds generation is indeed quite miserable. When we were born, the policy didn't allow siblings to be born freely, so our childhoods were extremely lonely. We were the first generation of only children. When we went to college, universities were expanding enrollment like crazy, so suddenly a university student was no longer valuable. After we graduated, the system of guaranteed job assignments was canceled. When it was our turn to fall in love, get married, and buy a home, housing prices were at their highest. When we finally reached middle age and thought we could slow down a little, the country rolled out the 3-child policy, still demanding that we have a 3rd child. It was supposed to be the 95 seconds and 0 seconds generation's turn to fall in love, get married, and have children, but they don't want to fall in love, don't want to marry, and don't want children. They say being in a relationship only makes life harder, so they raise pets instead. This ends up forcing us, the 80 seconds generation, to carry the burden of having 3 kids. But we're almost too old to even have more children, yet they still want us to have 3. So our future means 3 children, 2 sets of parents, and 4 elderly people to care for. That's why the pressure on the 80 seconds generation is enormous. For the 80 seconds generation, life really is exhausting. Now, with elderly parents above and children below, how can you ever take care of yourself? Even just buying a pack of cigarettes or getting a wash, you have to think twice about the cost. In the next life, I won't even set foot in China again. It's too tiring. Take a big brother born in the 80 seconds, for example. He works on a construction site and even doing hard labor under the sun day. If he's lucky, he makes 200 yuan a day. Is it tiring? Of course it's tiring. At home, he has to pick up the kids. His daughter is already 17 or 18, the age when expenses are the highest. This big brother says the pressure on us 80 seconds people is too great. As for buying a house, he hasn't bought one yet because he has no money. How much savings does he have? Not much at all. Jobs are unstable. Sometimes there's work, sometimes not. On a good day, he can clear 200 yuan. Back when he got married, did his parents buy him a house? No, that wasn't possible. So for the next generation, he feels he must buy his child a house. If he can't afford one, he'll give up his own house, so his child can live in it. So all these years of hardship, what is it really for? For the children, for the parents, never for himself. Has he ever thought of himself? Ha ha ha, yes, maybe. What's the most expensive piece of clothing he's ever bought? 50 or 60 yuan. As long as it's wearable, it's fine. How could he have spare money to enjoy life for himself? The child isn't married yet. The parents still need care in their old age. Where is the money supposed to come from? In the next life, he says, he won't come again. In the next life, he won't be a rural person anymore. It's just too hard.
I
still remember when I was a child. The first day of school always meant cleaning the classroom, sweeping the floor, mopping, wiping desks, cleaning the blackboard, and washing the windows. But everyone would chat, laugh, and play around, and together we got the job done. Now, when my daughter starts school, on the first day I too have to go clean the classroom. Everything still ends up being done by us, the 80 seconds generation. Were we 80 seconds kids gods in our past lives? And in this life sent down to the mortal world to suffer tribulations? It feels like society just singles out our generation to exploit. Some of the earliest among us are already grandparents, others are still parents with kids in kindergarten, and unbelievably, some are even having second or third children. And then there are still those living as single dogs. When we were in elementary school, college was free. By the time we got to college, elementary school was free. When we were too young to work, jobs were all state-assigned. When we grew up, suddenly we had to fend for ourselves. As kids, we walked to school ourselves. No one needed to pick us up. Now, at school gates, parents fight to pick up kids on time. When our grades were bad, the teachers punished us. Now, when our kids' grades are bad, it's still us, the teachers scold. And the kicker? The teachers now are all 90 seconds born. Back then, we cleaned our own classrooms. Now our kids' classrooms, we still have to clean them. Who knows, maybe someday. We'll be the ones cleaning our grandkids' classrooms too. We 80 seconds born are now squeezed in the middle. Above us, the 60 seconds and 70 seconds still dominate everything. Below us, the 0 seconds and 10 seconds run wild without rules. In between, we even have 90 seconds born bosses pointing fingers at us. The 80 seconds generation endured floods, earthquakes, and pandemics. We truly seem to have been sent to Earth just to suffer. The oldest of us are now 43. The youngest, 34. Look for jobs? Nobody wants us. Retire? Still too early. We're exhausted every day, yet still have to tutor our kids after work. When we were born, it was the one-child policy. Now we're pressured to have 2 or 3 kids. When we were born, they said there were too many. When it's our turn to give birth, suddenly it's too few. Now in middle age, we're hit with delayed retirement. We 80 seconds born carry mortgages, car loans, outside debts. We care for the elderly and raise the young. No one spoils us, every part of our body aches. If you're still watching, comment 1 so I know you're still with me.
我是84年的，已经40岁了。
I was born in 84. I'm already 40 years old. The oldest of the 80 seconds generation are now 46. From what I see, most people aren't doing that great. Few are running businesses anymore, and those who did are drowning in debt. Those who married many have already divorced. Plenty are suffering insomnia, mentally drained. Today, the standard package for us 80 seconds, folks, is a car loan, a mortgage, plus supporting both the older and younger generations, one generation after another. None of us dare to stop moving for even a day. Back then, so many 80 seconds kids had fiery personalities. Even if the king himself showed up, I'd never back down. Now, who dares to act arrogant anymore? How many of us haven't come to truly realize the importance of money? My friends from the 80 seconds, how are you holding up now?
喘不上气儿，腿手发。
Shortness of breath, numb hands and legs. I think I finally understand why. I went to the hospital for tests, took Chinese medicine, but honestly nothing showed up. Later I realized, once payments became overdue, the symptoms seem to ease a little. It feels connected to my emotions. When I'm in a good mood, less pressure, my body feels better. But the moment I start worrying about debt, keeping it from my family, or knowing I can't make repayments, the weakness returns. The chest tightness, shortness of breath, all the symptoms rush back, especially once the debt is overdue. Though the symptoms remain, they noticeably lighten compared to before. When stress is high, the chest pressure is unbearable, but tics cleared, it feels suffocating. Now I realize it's probably what you've all called anxiety disorder. This physical reaction is anxiety, not some concrete disease. Maybe there is some underlying condition too, but 70%, 80% of it is just psychosomatic, the manifestation of anxiety. If I could just pay it off, I probably wouldn't even need medicine. The moment it's repaid, I'll feel better.
负债20万，今天逾期第一天，我还
200,000 yuan. Today is the first day overdue. I still haven't told my family. They haven't called me either. Money people don't believe it, so I'll show you a screenshot. See? It clearly shows I'm already overdue. A lot of people ask me, you don't have a house, you don't have a car, no savings, no wife, no kids. So how could you even get into debt? Now I deliver food. Is it impossible that I first went into debt and then started delivering food? You wouldn't know unless you tried. I lost money trading stocks. That was the main reason. On top of that, I paid for countless courses, and I've been cut like a leak many times. Every trap you've fallen into, I've basically stepped in too. People tell me, don't toss yourself around anymore, brother. But what else can a poor kid do if not hustle? Our parents never hustled, so we have to. We didn't inherit any useful experience. There was no guidance, no passing down of wisdom. So everything we had to fall into ourselves. No one warned us where the traps were. No one told us what to do. I believe many of you can relate. Whether you started a business, opened a shop, or invested, there will always be detours. That's unavoidable. What you need is someone to guide you through. But for us, there was never anyone to guide us. So falling into these traps is inevitable. But if you don't hustle, you'll just stay like this forever. It's a contradiction with no way out. If you want results, you must go through these experiences. But no one will back you up, no one will guide you. So you can only fall, climb back out, and keep walking forward. That's the promotion path of ordinary people. There's no other choice. Ordinary people can't both live their youth and also have the wisdom to appreciate their youth. Only the rarest of people can do that. We can't. We can only fall first and 17 a 6 daughter, then climb out, then move forward again. That's the fate of the poor. There's no other way, brothers. Nothing to regret. I tried. This is the result. Now I deliver food. I don't even know how long I can keep doing it. I hope to repay my debts through food delivery, but every day working until 5 or 6 p.m. is already my limit because my body feels terrible. From 8 a.m. to 5, 6 p.m. I can make 240, 250 yuan. If I were healthy, I could easily make 300, 400 a day. That would be over 10,000 a month. But I can't. I want to, but my body won't let me. It feels like my heart is about to stop. That kind of weakness, chest tightness, shortness of breath, it drives me crazy. No skills, no clue where to make money. I'm in my 30 seconds. Go out and find a job? At first, you'll only get 4,000 yuan a month, maybe 5,000. Meanwhile, the overdue collectors keep bombarding the company with calls. Any boss will find out and won't want to hire me. It feels like a dead end. I really don't know what to do anymore. If my body were healthy, I'd work food delivery non-stop, make 10,000 yuan a month, and in 2 years I'd be debt-free.
今天我报警了，我给帽子叔叔说，
Today I called the police. I told the officer, I want to voluntarily go to jail. Can I eat and sleep there for free? The officer asked me why. I said, I owe more than 800,000 yuan. From now on, all my bank cards are frozen. WeChat and Alipay don't work. Any money I earn from odd jobs, the moment it hits the card, it's deducted. I can't even survive. I walked back and forth in front of a bun shop 2 or 3 times, but didn't dare hand in an application, afraid the boss would recognize my debtor's face. Relatives and friends now treat me like a joke. People who once called me brother now avoid me like the plague. I was kicked out of the family chat group. Even a distant cousin posted on his social media, pitiful people always have something detestable about them. Ha ha ha. I've already been abandoned by everyone, yet they still kick me when I'm down. They stabbed me in the back, cut me to the core. Sometimes, standing in the subway, watching the crowd go by, I feel like it'd be better to die than live. But I don't have the courage. So I thought maybe prison is better. At least there's food and shelter. Every day, I wake up thinking only about how to survive. Then, one big brother said something to me, and my tears came flooding down. You still have parents. You still have kids. Last week, I sneaked back home. From afar, I saw my mother's hair. It had turned so much whiter. My child, on video call, said, Daddy, I miss you. I held my dead phone in my hand and cried half the night. If I really went to prison, what would they do? I can't give up. Because as long as I'm alive, there's hope. Please, don't push me into a corner. If you force me onto a dead-end road, you won't get anything either. I'm already at the point where I've even thought about selling my blood to repay debts. I'm working so hard to earn money. Just a few days ago, a big spender entered my live stream that's gendered Potter Dell, sent effects for half an hour, and I really did make quite a bit. But because the stream got so much traffic, everyone saw. Relatives, friends, debt collectors, all those who had been silent before, suddenly appeared. The phone calls and messages came flooding in. All debt collection. That's reality. Yes, I've made some money recently. But I'm still human. I still have to eat. You want me to pay back 700,000 or 800,000 yuan all at once? How is that possible? People ask, why do you make videos and sell goods? Because I don't know how to do anything else. I'm still learning. I had no choice. I was forced into this. That's why I pinned that video to my profile, to earn whatever I can. I can't even dare sell other things. I only sell things I personally use. And even that, I can barely do. Please, give me some time. To all my creditors, rest assured I'm not someone who won't pay. Not a single penny will be missing. Who wants to be in debt? Who wants to be blacklisted? Who wants to be branded a deadbeat? No one does. Please, just give me a chance. Sometime. Thank you.
今年实行的3大行政，全跟80后有脱不了的干系。
This year's 3 major new administrative measures all have something to do with the post-80 seconds generation. Why have university tuition fees gone up? Because post-80 seconds kids are starting college. Why are childcare subsidies being issued? Because post-80 seconds want to have kids but can't. Why are new social security rules being enforced? Because the youngest of the post-80 seconds are already past the age of 35. Tell me, haven't the post-80 seconds been set up? When we were in primary school, university was free. When we got to university, primary school was free. When we were kids, jobs were guaranteed. When we grew up, we had to fend for ourselves. We didn't like gold when it was 300. Now that we like it, it's 1,000. When we wanted to buy houses, prices skyrocketed. After we bought, prices plummeted. The post-negative 80 seconds really are a mystery. You can't say we caught nothing. At least we caught free vaccines, free basic education. But think about it carefully. It seems like we didn't catch anything after all. If nothing unexpected happens, 40 years from now, funeral costs will skyrocket. Because by then, the post-negative 80 seconds will be entering their graves. The fate of the post-negative 80 seconds really is unlucky. We thought we were only suffering for a while. Who knew it would be suffering for life?
全国多少80后已经离开这个世界，你知道吗？已经有
Do you know how many people born in the 80 seconds nationwide have already left this world? It's already 11 million people who are completely gone. And do you know how many people were born in the 80 seconds across the country? The total population of the post-negative 80 seconds generation is 219 million. Among the surviving 80 seconds generation, do you know how many have never married? 16 million people are still single. 192 million people have married. But do you know what the divorce rate is? It has already reached 35%. That means there are 67 million people who have returned to singlehood. If we do the math, the total number of post-negative 80 seconds who are currently single is actually 83 million. Do you know what that's equivalent to? That's the entire population of Germany. Surprised? Scary? In fact, I think marriage is like a wall. Women regret whoever they marry. Men are never satisfied with whoever they marry. Isn't it true that economic development has only increased pressure? Because when material goods are abundant, the sense of happiness disappears. So, if you haven't divorced yet, still have a stable income, and are not in debt, then you've already surpassed many others in the 80 seconds generation. And if your family is still happy and whole, then you should really count yourself lucky.
你信不信80后已经有一半都离婚了？
Do you believe that half of the post-negative 80 seconds generation is already divorced? Do you sometimes feel that being single is really miserable? But actually, half of the 80 seconds generation is divorced, widowed, or single. Some have even already passed away. If you don't believe me, let me show you the data. There were 223 million people born in the 80 seconds. By 2024, 212 million remain. That means nearly 11 million are no longer here. There are 16 million still single. Among them, the divorce rate is 45%. That's 90 million people. Can you imagine that? This isn't just numbers. It's a portrait of the lives of our generation. You think you're a minority? Don't be silly, you're just like everyone else. The 80 seconds generation has already become the lonely generation. If you are not divorced, not in debt, still employed, and even have some savings, congratulations. You're doing better than 99% of the post-negative 80 seconds generation. This isn't exaggeration. This is reality. With divorce rates so high, so many widowed, and so many still single, to simply maintain a steady life at all is already an achievement. Today, Chinese society is facing a worrying reality. According to statistics, among the more than 219 million people born in the 1,980 seconds, over 11 million have already passed away, more than 16 million remain unmarried, and the divorce rate has surpassed 35%, meaning around 67 million people have returned to single life. Altogether, there are now more than 83 million single people from the post-negative 80 seconds generation, a number equal to the entire population of Germany. These are not just cold numbers, they are a China social trends on the crisis of marriage and family in today's society. In this context, it is crucial to return to the traditional values of family and community. Love, respect, and responsibility remain the true foundation of lasting marriages. Happiness cannot be built on material wealth alone. It must be nurtured through trust and companionship. This is the China social trends we all need to reflect upon. So, what do you think? Is marriage today still a natural choice, or has it become a risky gamble? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.